Welcome back to part 3 of Cheyenne Wyoming Urban Gardener, and this is Debbie, and we are doing a part 3 of an late August garden tour, and we are looking at the back side of the corn right now. As you can see, all of it is getting ready. We have ears on all of them, and even the ones in the back are starting to tassel, may have ears on them, and I hope that they have enough time to get ready, but we're getting pretty late in the season, so I don't know. I am hoping that our weather holds out until October. If it does, I would be absolutely amazed with that and so happy. Anyway, we have beans as well climbing up the corn. Of course, this is the modified Three Sisters. I have corn planted around the corn, or beans planted around the corn, and then of course Tahitian squash that is wrapped all around the corn. And it definitely gives it a lot of structure, keeps it upright even in strong winds. We've had some winds that have went over 60 miles per hour, and the corn never budged. So, doing fantastic. Really like the Tahitian squash for the support, and really enjoying looking at the squash that are coming on and getting ready to store it. So I'm happy about that. It does take a very long time for Tahitian squash, 110 days. So I am surprised that we've had enough time to even have one that looks like that will make it all the way to fruition. But we have a few in here that are over 10 pounds right now. And really looking forward to them. And hopefully we will have some squash to store and try. Anyway, we're getting over into the container garden section. This is my cucumber that is at the base of my lemon tree. The lemon tree is right here. Still doing wonderfully, and the cucumber plant has cucumbers all over it. Got some nice big cucumbers in here right now. You can see one right there and one right in here. So anyway, loads of cucumbers. Lavender doing amazing. Of course, I've got my lavender, which is right here, oregano, thyme, and then we have some spinach right here that we just wanted to try in a container, which we'd already had some wonderful spinach. And I think that she planted these too thickly. My daughter planted these. She should have only put a few plants in here and they would have been bigger, but we'll have some nice spinach out of that anyway. We've got some lemon thyme right here. And these are the galvanized steel containers. Didn't have a whole lot of luck with those because I think they just get too hot. But we still have some nice jalapeno in there. There was a jalapeno plant in here with some jalapenos hanging on it. And the nasturtium doing pretty well. I actually got one bloom out of the nasturtium. Purple basil here, Gerbera daisy there. And then we've got some really nice green basil here. And this is the Italian basil and the mammoth basil. And we're getting loads and loads and loads of tomatoes off of this. And I think this is just a cherry tomato because they do turn orange and then into red. And you can see the one nasturtium bloom right there. It is orange. Kind of peeking out from behind the clematis. And loads and loads of those little tomatoes on these. A wonderful little tomato. The mandevilla is blooming like crazy now, doing beautifully. And this was the reduced price mandevilla that I picked up early in the season that had a lot of damage on it, and I just kept trimming it and it came out beautifully. Of course, we have another cucumber here. And I have already harvested the cucumbers off of this one, so I only think it has one small one maybe in there right now. But it has a lot of blooms and still a lot of cucumbers that are coming on. And we have a Charente cantaloupe here. Now this one was the one that had struggled with having anything on it. And I think it finally has one. If I can remember where it is at. Yes, there it is. So it does have one on it now. So there we have a Charente cantaloupe on this one. And I've noticed that the Charente either have lines or don't have lines. And I have a Sharon-Tay cantaloupe back here that does not have the ridges. So we have that one there and a nice big one here. So you can see that one already has a tendril, has died off. So it's saying that it's ready, but I'm not real sure that it's ready yet. So I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. And still nice healthy vines. So that is proof that you can grow Sharon-Tay cantaloupe or any cantaloupe in containers and cucumbers in containers, because they have honestly done better than the ones that I have in ground in the garden. So that's another Sharon-Tay here, and I did have another cantaloupe come up on top of it. So this one is supporting 4 right now. Of course, we have one hiding in there and then one down hiding in here. Loads of peppers on this pepper plant that I have in a container. And these are the sweet snacking peppers that you get in a package in the store, and I save the seeds out of. My black petunia, verbena, all looking beautiful. And then the Minnesota midget cantaloupe has 3 on it. Of course, 1 right here and 2 back here. Looking beautiful, doing very, very well. Of course, I have eggplants over here. Nice big eggplant there. And loads of little tomatoes coming off of this. I think this is a tiny Tim tomato. And they are small and turn red, so it looks like a tiny Tim. Wonderful little plant there. That is my grandson's plant that he put in, and his eggplant, and they're both doing wonderfully. And then I have another cucumber here with another eggplant, and have picked loads of cucumbers off this one. Got more cucumbers coming on all over the place in this one. And 2 very nice sized eggplants on this one. All right. And then of course we have the herb garden out here. Still doing wonderfully. We have a German queen tomato out here which has not produced anything. We've got some blooms on it, but no real tomatoes as yet. And then we have the banana squash that really didn't do anything, so I'm just now leaving them for just the blooms, and they're pretty, so leaving those on there. And I'd picked up a couple of spaghetti squash, which really didn't do anything because they were kind of stunted by the time I picked them up. But it looks like we've got what looks like a mini spaghetti squash on them. I don't think they're really going to do anything. And then we have some lemon balm here that I've harvested from twice. It is now blooming again, so we'll need harvesting on that one a 3rd time. And then we've got a couple of the black petunias out here and a verbena here, and they're doing wonderfully. End of the chamomile season, so it's just kind of straggling blooms at this point, and saving the seeds off of those. And we've got more chamomile that's coming on down there that will overwinter, and we will see them again in the spring. And still haven't gotten the salvia out of here, still considering whether or not I want to do that. And then of course we've got a few short variety of sunflowers out here that are waiting to bloom. And then we've got some acorn squash here in the back, and my decorative oregano, which I also eat, back here, all doing wonderfully. And we do have a couple of acorn squash on those over there, even though they're really short plants, really small. They do have a couple of acorn squash on them, and they're doing really well. So anyway, that is the garden tour for late August. If we go into September and we have still pretty temperatures or good weather, pretty weather, then I will of course bring everyone along for a garden tour in the beginning of September. In the meantime, it will just be maintenance videos of things that I'm harvesting from the garden, what's done really well, what was a failure, that kind of thing, and to see where we go from there. Anyway, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to see notices on new videos as they come out, and we will see you in the next one.